Welcome to your Cup Series Season number 4, Round number 4, here at Bristol Motor Speedway. We're going to have 12 laps around this 0.5 mile short track, 40 cars starting here on the grid today. Let's go through your starting lineup here. Row 1, you have the 42 of Kyle Larson and the 4 of Kevin Harvick. Row 2, Ryan Blaney and Kyle Busch. Row 3, Denny Hamlin and Chase Elliott. Row 4, Erik Jones and Martin Truex Jr. And row 5 is Paul Menard and Joey Logano. Row 6, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Kurt Busch. Row 7, Austin Dillon and Brad Keselowski. Row 8, Alex Bowman and Jimmy Johnson. Row 9, Jamie McMurray and Clint Bowyer. And running out your top 20 is Tyler Reddick and Aric Almirola. Row 11 is Jimmy Johnson and Darrell Wallace Jr. Row 12 is Justin Allgaier and AJ Allmendinger. Row 13, Ryan Newman and William Byron. Row 14, Michael McDowell and Trevor Bayne. And row 15, John Hunter Nemechek and Chris Buescher. Row 16, Cole Custer and Ryan Truex. Row 17, Spencer Davis and Ty Dillon. Row 18, Ty Majeski and Regan Smith, substituting in for Casey Kane for this race. Row 19 is Brendan Poole and Gray Galding, and rounding out your field is David Reagan and Landon Castle. Again, 12 laps around here at Bristol, and we are under green. Larson and Harvick lead them to the line. Going through 1 and 2, both the top and the bottom groove work. Here towards the beginning of the race, the bottom lane is going to be the place to be, but once that top lane starts kicking in, it'll really start kicking in as Larson leads the first lap. Kyle Busch already moving up to second place, battling with Kevin Harvick here. Oh, we got some contact on the back of the pack. It's Bowyer, Suarez, and more cars crash on the backstretch. There is nowhere to go for these guys. Massive pile up here on lap number 2. And there are several cars taken out in this one. Their days are going to end up being shortened, as you can see them all piled up here on the racetrack. Let's go back and try and figure out what happened. It looked like the first contact might have been with Bowyer. He was the first one I saw go sideways, as you can see him there. Yeah, him and Daniel Suarez, or maybe Aric Almirola there. Jimmy Johnson got some damage in that wreck, but he's able to keep going, it looks like. Almirola almost made it through, and he slammed the inside wall. And then Michael McDowell got turned around by somebody, and that piled up the rest of them right there. You saw at the end there, Ty Majeski, Ryan Truex, Ty Dillon, I believe, Spencer Davis, Brendan Poole, Trevor Bayne, AJ Allmendinger, Bubba Wallace, Justin Allgaier, Aric Almirola, Clint Bowyer, and Daniel Suarez all caught up in this huge pileup. 13 cars, it looks like, taken out in this wreck. William Byron and Jimmy Johnson both got damaged in that wreck as well, so it was a 15-car pileup on lap number 2, but Byron and Johnson are able to continue, so here we go. Back to the green here, Larson and Kyle Busch are on the front row now. It's the Kyle and Kyle show once again here in the Your Cup Series. Kyle Busch on the high side. And as you can see, the high lane is starting to kick in a little bit. Busch will take the lead away from Larson here. Going into the next lap here, Busch with about a 3-car length advantage now, shrinking a little bit as Larson gets to that top lane. Erik Jones moves up to 3rd place. Kyle Busch's teammate right there. And as you can see, some of the field back there, Paul Menard was having a good run. It looked like Ricky Stenhouse Jr. too, and there is Busch still in front. And as you can see, once again, the top lane, everybody's migrated to the top. Larson's trying to make the bottom work, but it's not going to get there. Here comes Erik Jones trying to get second away. Ryan Blaney's making the bottom lane work, though. He just passed Kevin Harvick there. Larson's reeling in Busch just a little bit, but now Busch is getting a gap. Ryan Blaney. Oh, we got a wreck. Cole Custer and John Hunter Nemechek and Jimmy Johnson. Johnson's able to keep it off the wall. The same cannot be said for Custer and Nemechek, however. And we are going to have a caution here on lap number 6. And we're going to have to go back to a replay for this one. So let's see what happened here. Here is Custer, and I believe it happened here. Oh, Cole Custer slid up into the 48 of Johnson. He was involved in the first caution, but he was able to keep it off the wall, avoid getting any damage. John Hunter Nemechek just didn't have anywhere to go there. Had no choice but to run into the 00. Let's go back and look at it one more time. Just a slight tap by the 00. Cole Custer spins himself and the 48 out. And once again, John Hunter Nemechek almost missed it, but gets involved there. So your your Omaha 500 winner is now out of this race, and we're going to have a restart. Going to have to restart on lap number 6. Alright, you have Kyle Larson and Kyle Busch on the front row. Busch on the outside, and he gets a good jump on that restart. Larson slides up into Kyle Busch. Blaney takes the lead now. I heard Kyle Busch over the radio. He said, "This happens every single week." He is very mad at Kyle Larson. It's very easy to tell, and he takes him out. Around goes the 42. Tempers flaring here at Bristol. Larson got spun out, and a couple of other cars get involved as well. Oh, there goes Larson. He's going off. He's probably not very happy about this, but Ryan Newman and Chris Buescher also got involved in the crash. Let's go back, see what happened on that restart. See, Busch chose the outside. He got a good jump. Larson ran too high there and got into the wall and shoved the 18 in there too. Kyle Busch, he said that this kind of thing happens every week. He's not wrong. At Baltimore, he got spun out by Joey Logano. At Calaville, he got stuffed into the wall by somebody. And now he gets stuffed into the wall by Kyle Larson. So I understand where his frustration comes from. And then right here in turn 1, Larson gets turned around by Kyle Busch. Seemed like that was on purpose. Very clearly. And then Chris Busch and Ryan Newman tried to get by. Squeezed in there, but couldn't quite make it. Couldn't fit enough cars there. Newman with a hard hit into the outside wall. Not the start to the season he's been looking forward to. And there, you can see him driving away. And so now this happened underneath the pace laps here, while we're looking at the replays. Ooh, man, Larson turning Kyle Busch during the pace laps collects Jimmy Johnson and David Reagan, and they have parked Kyle Larson because of that. He felt that that was a very unnecessary thing to do, and Larson is now out of this race, and they let everybody keep their spots. So now, we're going to have a restart on lap number 7. Ryan Blaney, the winner at Calaville, trying to go 2 in a row with his teammate Logano in second. Green flag back in the air. Who's gonna win here at Bristol? Oh, Logano sideways! Are they gonna crash? No, he saves it. What an incredible save by Logano. But Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is gonna move into second. But he's being challenged by Kevin Harvick. If Stenhouse finishes here, it will be a career best for him. But Ryan Blaney trying to go 2 in a row. Can he hold him off? His Penske Racing teammates, Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano, still in the mix here as well. In fact, most of these cars going for the win are Fords. Only a few laps to go now. I believe 3 to go? I don't want to call it, though. I don't have the ticker yet. Here comes Stenhouse, alongside the 12 of Ryan Blaney. Oh, he cuts in front of Blaney. Indeed, there was 2 to go, actually. This is going to be the white flag right here. Kevin Harvick is your leader. Kyle Busch, where did he come from? In second. After being taken out on the pace laps. Final corners. The bump and run. Kyle Busch is going to pass Kevin Harvick, and Kyle Busch is going to pull off the most impressive comeback in your Cup Series history. What a finish for Kyle Busch. So there you see Kyle Busch in victory lane there. What an incredible drive by that 18 team. And now we're going to flash back at earlier in the race here with Busch getting put into the wall here by Kyle Larson. And then, of course, he tried to take him out in turns 3 and 4 there. I didn't see that earlier. He does take him out there. He loses several positions in doing so. And there's Larson turning him on the pace laps. But that did not stop him from capitalizing on this mistake by Ricky Stenhouse. Slid up a little too much right in the path of Ryan Blaney. Gets himself into the wall. That's just inexperience with being up front right there. Stenhouse doesn't usually race for wins, and he found himself in the position, didn't do the right thing. And there is Busch right there. And it took a bump and run to Kevin Harvick in turns 3 and 4. Harvick, man, he just can't win one of these things, it seems like. Still looking to break that long winless streak, but Kyle Busch is going to be the winner here at Bristol. Again, the most impressive comeback in York Cup Series history. So here are your race results now. Busch in first, Kevin Harvick another second place. Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski, Ryan Blaney, or rather Ryan Blaney and Brad Keselowski. The 3 Penske cars all finishing in the top 5. Penske Racing has really been a force to be reckoned with here to start off the season. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. with a strong 6th place finish, but he could have been much better if he didn't make that mistake with 2 to go. Kurt Busch, Eric Jones, Paul Menard with a nice top 10, as Jimmy Johnson as well. Shout out to him. He was involved in, I think, 3 incidents in this race, and he still came home 10th. And here we have 11th through 20th. Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., not the days they wanted to have. Same with Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman, and William Byron. Pretty standard days for them. Same with McMurray, Austin Dillon, Tyler Reddick, David Reagan, and Greg Galding both getting into the top 20. Good job for those 2 Front Row Motorsports cars. 21st and 22nd here, Regan Smith and Landon Castle, and then Kyle Larson on down did not finish the race. Larson was parked. He did not retire due to damage. He would have been able to continue, but he got parked because of him turning Kyle Busch on the pace laps. Chris Buescher and Ryan Newman was involved in that Larson-Busch miscue as well. And then you have Cole Custer, John Nemechek, and then Boyer on down were all involved in the big one on the second lap. And here's 31st through 40th, some guys that didn't want to finish back here for sure. You know who you are, and you know where you are. You can see you can see your car in here. And now here's what the points looks like. Brad Keselowski still in the lead despite having a kind of meh day today. Ryan Blaney and Kevin Harvick tied for second in points here, with Blaney beating out Harvick on the tiebreaker as Blaney has a win and Harvick does not. Denny Hamlin in fourth, pretty consistent this season for Hamlin. I believe he's finished every race so far. Joey Logano in fifth, Martin Truex Jr. sixth, Kurt Busch seventh, Eric Jones eighth, Alex Bowman ninth, Jimmy Johnson 10th. Kyle Busch, with that win, now launches him inside the top 12, and Cole Custer still hanging on there to that final spot there in the top 12. Chase Elliott on the outside looking in here with Clint Boyer, Paul Menard, Daniel Suarez, and others. You could see some big surprises down here. Kyle Larson only 19th in points, Eric Almirola 20th. And then you have 21st through 40th here. Allgaier, Bubba Wallace doing better than expected. Michael McDowell as well doing much better than we expected him to do. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. kind of doing worse, but this race does help him. How about John Nemechek for Caleb Campbell Motorsports, still in the top 30 in points. Good for that team. Austin Dillon was deep down in the points. He still is pretty deep down in the points, but he has cracked the top 30 now. And you can see the rest of them here. And then you have 41st through 50th right here. Some of the part-time cars here. And Greg Galding. So yeah, there you go. That is the race. here at Bristol Motor Speedway. The next track we're going to go to is at Under Armour, so stay tuned for that. A very interesting race indeed. A lot of unknowns going into that one. It is a pretty odd racetrack. This is Left Turn Productions signing out.